Greetings, family. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay. Coming to you live. This is Alphamar, and one of my favorite places, my little neighborhood hangout spot. Want to chat. Nobody was inviting me out to any holiday celebrations, and so I called around. Hey, Jones, Animal. Hey, guys. So everybody was busy doing them, so I said, let me go get busy doing me. So I'm here just reading some out here and enjoying the weather. Do y'all hear them cicadas? Listen, they loud. I'll show you where I am. Ooh, they flying. So that's my scenic view for the time being. This is the closest thing to the middle of nowhere you can get living so close to DC, right? Life. So it's like it's rarely ever anybody out here. That's why I like it so much, because it's, I be feeling like I be having this place to myself. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Yeah, okay, you can hear me. Yeah, they are so loud, aren't they? They're really loud. I wonder how long they're going to be here. Anybody know how long these cicadas are going to be around? I meant to look into that just to see out of curiosity. And they flying. Here come one now, looking for somewhere to land. So, anyway, I really didn't have a whole lot of heavy stuff to chat about, but I did want to kind of say something that's been on my mind. I did a video last night about this whole Monique thing. I don't know if y'all caught when Monique kind of got out there and was like putting the sisters on blast who are don't mind going outdoors with their pajamas on and slippers and bonnets and things like that on. And so she, I thought, made a really good attempt at pulling us up, pulling our sisters up by the tapping our shoulders or pulling our coattails and saying, hey, what's going on? And so I went on live and shared my 2 cents about what I thought about the whole thing. You can catch that. That's on my Facebook page. Same name. That's here on Instagram. But I went to bed last night thinking about something that I didn't address. And I said, I wonder how these women must feel who do those kind of things on a regular basis. Go outside and flip-flops and slippers in any old way, and anybody that even dare to attempt to even look like they want to say something to them about it, they ready to cuss them out at the drop of a hat, or they walk around with a I don't give a F attitude, and so I was thinking, I was like, I wonder how those type of women, sisters in particular, feel inside, because you have whatever goes in must come out. What's up must come down. It's the polarities of nature. The negative, the positive, the left, the right, the black, the white, even the balancing scales, right? So I was thinking, I was like, there has to be a whole lot of sadness inside as it relates to them, women who don't mind doing that. You know what I'm saying? Who don't mind looking any kind of way and could care less how they look and could care less how you feel about how they look. So that's that sense of self-pride that most of us have when we take our time to address how we dress and how we look, and when we look at ourselves in the mirror and we feel some kind of way when we put our finishing touches on to go outside. And then you have some women that get right up and in the same clothes they went to sleep in and go right outside. And the difference in how you must feel internally to enact out that kind of lifestyle. And some of you might be thinking, oh, you're going too deep into it and all that stuff. But no, give me a second. Stop and think about that for a second. Because although I'm with Monique, my whole spiel, my whole 15-minute video last night was thumbing up and seconding her notion, right? I still thumb up and second her notion. But again, last night, after I thought about it more deeply, there's just a lot of us out there hurting. It's a lot of us, and I'm just speaking about our sisters in particular. I ain't even gonna get on the brothers, but our sisters in particular, there's a lot of us out there hurting. And I don't think we rightfully take that into consideration in times such as these. To say, pull the sister up. Hey, sis, it's a better way. You're so beautiful. Wouldn't it be so wonderful for you to share the best of yourself? When other people look at you, they see the best of yourself and not the opposite. It's easy to suggest that to somebody without really understanding what they're going through internally. Because you cannot tell me that you feel the same way about yourself when you go through all the proper steps of grooming, that you feel the same way about yourself then as you do when you don't. And what's that about? What's that about? I've been to a place personally in my life, a time and space where I suffered through some depression. Looking back at it now, and all the things that I know about being depressed and what I read about and what I hear about, and I can remember it was a time in my life where I didn't feel so good inside either. That lasted for about a year, right? And so, yeah, and I'm thinking about, what do we really need? What do we really need in addition to holding each other to a higher standard out here? What do we need to really heal internally? To really get to a place where those of us who have the I don't give a F attitude about themselves and how they look and about life, how others perceive them, to a place where you really do care. You know what? I really do care. It really does feel better when I look presentable and I take the proper steps to take care of myself. To take care of myself. Right? And so, I just wanted to throw that out there because I really think that we overlook the deeper issues that's at play right now. And where that stems from, and why, and how come, so many of us do, and how come, we make excuses for that type of behavior. And you know what I'm saying? And people say things like, Animal, you said you heard about the cicadas. They'll be here for 2 weeks. It's 2 more weeks, because it's definitely been more than 2 weeks since they've been here. So anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there, family, and kind of give us something to consider when it comes to, our people in general. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't even touch on the brothers, but the brothers out here hurting too. The brothers out here hurting too, but I have, from what I witness, is that the brothers take better to constructive criticism when it's coming from another brother, and vice versa. The sisters take constructive criticism better when it's coming from other women. It's something about when, you know, if I'm a woman and I'm trying to tell a man how he needs to be and live his life and what he should be doing and things as a woman, and how that's perceived when the man receives that. And the same concept when the brothers are attempting to tell us sisters how we should behave and look and act and dress and etc., 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 and how we perceive that as women coming from a man as opposed to another sister. But these days, it seems like it really don't matter. You know, if you have the I don't give a F attitude, it don't matter who's saying it. You gonna push back, and a lot of times that don't look good. It turns out ugly. I'm watching the whole Monique thing, which I felt the need to address this in particular, because I see how it correlates to everything else we're dealing with. You know, and people say, "Oh, this is a small matter. We got more bigger things to contend to, and people need to mind their business and let people be who they are and all that stuff." But I don't think we take into the full spectrum, the wholeness of what we're dealing with and how it all relates. I mentioned that on my video, so I won't go back. If you want to hear that, definitely check it out on Facebook. So yeah, that's all I had today on this. Yes, Rico, we do take a lot of abuse. We really do. We take a lot. That's a good point. We take a lot of abuse, and how does that come out? Like I said, once I started, what goes in must come out. You know what I'm saying? You can't take so much abuse day in, day out, consistently, over and over and over again, and it not affect you some kind of way, and you not respond or react to it some kind of way. It might not look like if somebody hits you, you hit them right back, right then and there. It might not look like that. You know what I'm saying? All the time. It may look like, you know, you become a punching bag over and over and over, and you take it and you breathe and you keep it moving and you push it to the back of your mind, and you rub, satin or whatever on your scabs and to heal yourself. But eventually, it's going to come out. All that what you kept in and let fester inside of you is going to come out, and it comes out looking different for everybody. It comes out looking different for every last one of us, because we're not all the same. You know, we all have, we view the world differently. You know what I'm saying? We react and respond differently. You know, our minds compute differently based on our different experiences in life. So naturally, it's all going to come out differently. I think about like child sex abuse victims and how differently that looks. Some children who suffer through that, they grow up to be what do you call it? Recluse. You know, they shy away and they go inward, and they don't. You know what I'm saying? They build a shell. They build a wall. You have others that get riggedy raw. They just all over the place, and they become destructive to themselves and other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they respond and react. You have others that become promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? And that the whole sex thing becomes like very heavy and prevalent on their mind all the time moving forward. And so promiscuous becomes their outlet or way, you know. And you have others that don't want nothing to do with the opposite sex. It's a woman, they don't want nothing to do with men. It's a man, they don't really want, you know, they don't want nothing to do with women. So my point in that is that we all respond to trauma differently. And so I'm thinking about our sisters who go about themselves showcasing themselves to the world any old kind of way and don't care, you know, and don't care, because how you perceive yourself is going to show outwardly. So how you feel about yourself, people gonna know that when they see you. And a lot of times it's energy too. A lot of times it's energy. You ain't even gotta open your mouth. People pick up on your vibes and energy and respond and react to you that way as well. You ever done that? Think about that. You ever done that? You be in a room full of people and somebody walked through the door and they grab so much attention just based on walking through the door. You know, people turn around, look, who is that? You know, it's the energy that you exude. So if you walking around with a mug face all day and you look scraggly and you don't care, to me that's telling me that there's some pain inside. Internally, you're dealing with some stuff. So I don't have all the answers on how to fix the problems of the world. There's so many. You know, I don't have all the answers. I'm just a wide open vessel, willing to learn myself. You know, willing to learn. That's why I educate myself at every turn. You know, every chance I get. I take a moment like this. I would love to be where y'all at. You know what I'm saying? You're having a good time socializing. But today had turned out to be one of them days where, you know, everybody I reach out to is busy doing them. So I said, okay, well, I got to, let me get busy doing me. And it's okay. It's okay. So I'm spending time with self and you guys. That's why I jumped on too, because I had a desire for community, for you know, a reciprocity. So, but I'm okay either way, though. I'm okay. If I don't get that today, that's fine too. You know, there'll be other days. Yeah, Rico, energy is definitely key. That energy is serious. It's a serious thing. I was thinking about I do a family vacation with my family almost every year. We vacation together, and this year we're going to Cancun. Yeah, we're going to Cancun in July around my birthday. I'll be there for my birthday, which is July 29th. And I always be thinking they label me the one that for the games. Anytime it's time to play some fun games or, you know, trivia or anything like that, they tag me with that. So I was thinking about some innovative things that we could do together when we get together. And what I want to do, and y'all take this and run with it if you like, what I want to do is test our energy. Test how strong our energy is. So my goal is to blindfold each person, right, individually, and then line up everybody else in the room or in the space or wherever we're going to be, and have that one person at a time get close to them without speaking, maybe even do a tap or a touch or something, but with no words exchanged, and see if the blindfolded one could tell us who it is that's close to them. You know, I'm thinking the reason I want to do that is because, like with everything else, with practice comes perfect. With practice comes, you know, you get better and better as you go. So if we created exercises that could strengthen our spiritual, that strengthens our spiritual realm, I think that'll be beneficial. So yeah, that's something I want to do. I just want to see if there's any strength to that. Yeah. What's a must read? Oh, you've got Dr. Bobby Wright's book. I love that book. It's a must have. Yes, and I'm almost finished. I'm at the last paragraph where he speaks about the black child, and I'm almost finished. But yeah, we have so many powerful scholars in our midst, or ancestors that we can reach out to. That's why I love books, the power of books. It's like, you've never ever had to meet Bobby Wright, but you get a piece of his mind right here. You get a piece of his mind, and if you read a lot, then that means you're getting a piece of a whole lot of people's minds that are brilliant. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, a whole bunch of education that even, a college degree is the value in the information is priceless. And then you get so much to be able to go on with your own life. You learn. So, I'm learning some things about the black child. I'm learning some things about myself. I'm learning things about the world around me. You know what I'm saying? To be able to piece together a clearer and concise reality, to be able to then maneuver in a fashion that's more healthy, more beneficial. You got more options, and anytime you get more options, you're gonna have a healthier lifestyle. Yeah, anytime you have more options, and I think books give you that naturally. It gives you more options. So if you find yourself in a bind, in a jam, somebody who may not necessarily read a lot or pay attention a lot to other people who are wiser than them, and they find yourself in a jam, and you may have one or two ways that you could think of on your own to get up out that jam. But if you're focusing in on or taking advice and counsel and wisdom and knowledge and understanding from other people who are wiser than you, and you find yourself in that same jam, you may have come up with 10, 15 different options to get yourself up out of it, because you've expanded your thoughts. You're able to see the scenario through a wider scope, a wider lens, because of all the things you fed yourself. So yeah, I love books mainly for that reason. We are severely miseducated. Our oppressors did a good job. Absolutely. Positively. I was reading an article this morning, Rico, and thank you for the converse. I need that today. I appreciate you. I was reading a article this morning coming out of China, where China just announced to their citizens that they now can have 3 children. Yeah, I think it used to be 1. Excuse me. And now they can have 3 children. And I thought about that. I was like, damn, that's something else when you in a position where somebody else can dictate to you how many children you can have. And you obey them. That's deep, family. You know what I'm saying? That's deep when you stop to think about what Rico just said, the oppression, and not just us. Yeah, we definitely. Bobby. Ooh, I must have been talking too much. Hold up, the whole thing dropped. Give me a second. Let me get this right. Can y'all hear me okay still? Let me know if y'all can still hear me okay. My thing came off. I'm tighten this up. So yeah. I think I'm doing that right. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Rico. Okay. So yeah, I was just saying that, oh yeah, it's just not just us that are oppressed. And Bobby Wright he mentioned in his book that it's not oppression, it's enslavement. It's enslavement. He says the difference between being oppressed and being enslaved. Just because you ain't got shackles on your hands and feet don't mean you're not a slave. And so when somebody else determines what food you eat, how much the food gonna cost, it's going to determine if you can, you know what I'm saying, where your lifestyle choices, and you got to pay them to be able to get the basic necessities in life: food, clothing, shelter, water. How many children you can have? That's heavy. You know what I'm saying? So it's slavery. It's just mentally, you know. And we go about, we think when we can do things like this, that's considered freedom, and it is to a certain degree. But if I am unable to extract water from the land on my own, or I can't, you know what I'm saying, provide food for myself, or cut down trees and decide that, you know, there's an empty lot somewhere with nothing but woods around, and I decide that, I'm going to go right here and build myself a homestead. I'm going to build myself shelter. And you can't do that without somebody stopping you? Hold up. What you doing? Nah, you can't do that there. That's government land. Wait a minute. Where you going? To that water well? No, that's private property. You can't take water from out of there. Oh, you want to visit this beach? This beach over here is private. You got a public one across town you can go to, but we're going to need $15 per car for you to get in there. Yeah. Well, we got a house for you. No, you can't build your own house. We got a house for you over here, but we're going to need $100,000. You don't have that? Oh, well, here, take this shovel and go do some labor. And when you get enough money from that labor you did, then come pay me some money, and then we'll allow you to have this shelter. And if you don't have that money to build that shelter, well then, you know, you gotta go on over there and sleep on a street corner. You know, even the dead. It's deep, man. We gotta pay to bury the dead. No more can you take your grandmother's remains and go to the old oak tree in the back of the yard that's been in your family for hundreds of years and bury her there. You're gonna pay me. You got to pay me some money in order to dig a hole, and it ain't cheap either. You know, because we dictate how your grandmother's gonna be buried. It's deep, family. It really is, when you stop to really consider where we find ourselves. Some people don't care. Some people, you know what I'm saying, good. I don't care about none of that. I'm good. I got a car. I got a Mercedes and a fancy house and my air conditioner, and you know what I'm saying, I could vacation every year, but you got to have that passport. You want to get out of here. But you better have that passport. I can go wherever I want. I can do whatever I want. Okay. Don't have that passport and decide to leave these shores and see what happens. Yeah, man, it's deep. It's deep. So, yeah, but as you can see, I'm just kind of going over some thoughts. Yeah, family. So anywho, you waved at, look at me. So anyway, I guess I'll get off this thing if y'all ain't got no more to talk about. And I'm going to do some reading. All right, family. take care of each other out there. Peace.